now, the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, depending upon where you're watching this show. I'm Aaron Phillips, host of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Whew. Because if I wasn't Aaron Phillips, the title of this show would really be stupid. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, everybody. I'm Aaron Phillips. Hopefully, you're having a great day today. Memorial Day weekend, first and foremost. Thank you to everybody for Memorial Day. Those, whether you're in the service, out of the service, retired family member thereof. Without y'all doing what you did, Miss Lisa Price and I would not be able to sit here today in front of you and be happy in knowing that we won't get arrested for anything we say. Well, we might. I mean, I don't know. Depends on who's watching. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you for watching me on Aaron's Hour show page. If you're watching us also there, you also have the WWDB TV Las Vegas page. That's a new page now. YouTube, same show, Aaron's Hour show on YouTube. You also have WWDB TV on YouTube. But again, now I just heard breaking news that anywhere between 36 to 4,800 hours, our show, 36 to 48 hours. If you have Roku, if you don't, you really should, because then you can download it and see all the shows that WWDB TV has available, including this one.
How many?
And we have a plethora. It means a lot to me if you're able to tune in and watch it, because we have many choices for you to see what's going on, not only here in Vegas, but around the world. And of course, one of my favorite shows on there, aside from the four that I'm on, they're all my favorites. Like my children. I can't really say which one I like. There's a show that's done in this show that mashes up videos and music. What's the name of that show?
Double Exposure.
Double Exposure. It's a lot of fun. You see videos mixed to music. You wouldn't think would happen. And Mr. John Stiles himself puts all that together. What's your favorite one that you put up there?
Oh, that's tough.
Well, the first one you showed me was Fred Astaire dancing to something.
Fred Astaire dancing to the Blue Man Group.
There you go.
And then another one. But my favorite is Lee Oscar.
You can go around, John, and then come sit over here if you'd like.
It is Lee Oscar and now I can't remember the name.
See, I put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out, because there's a plethora of options on that channel as well. Plethora, mischievous, mischievous. It doesn't matter. Tomato, potato. It don't matter. We say what we want to. You know why? Because it's our show. And the FCC can't stop us. That's right. Lisa Price, current teacher in the Clark County School District. I've had the pleasure of working with her for 5-6 years now, although I'm not teaching anymore and I'm leaving, but she still is in the classroom. But more importantly, she's here today to talk about a new show that she's working on called Kids Are People Too, right?
Absolutely.
Think of Art Linkletter, only Lisa's a hell of a lot better looking than Art Linkletter, and it's a more modern twist on what kids have to say. We'll get into a little more depth and why.
That could be scary.
That could very well be scary. Plus, I have some guests here in studio, which I love when guests show up on us here. Hold on one second. My phone is not acting right. Holy cow. John Amos is here in the studio because there's a lot of pro wrestling happening in town. John hosts a show. There they are. They're on camera. Say hi, guys. Just look straight ahead. And who's your guest with you there, John?
That is my wife right there.
There you go. Jason. John, what's her name? Larry. So we have a microphone. Did you turn the boom on?
Yeah, it's on.
It's on, so they can hear you. So you're in town for AEW. They're in Studio 1A, by the way. We're in Studio 1. That's 1A, because I want to let people think the studio is bigger than it really is. They're in town for pro wrestling. AEW's in town. There's all sorts of stuff going on. But give us quickly the name of your wrestling show that I was so honored to be asked to be part on. I haven't been asked back, so that should tell you about how good my show was. Tell them about your show and where people can hear it.
Turnbuckle Turmoil is the name of our show, and you can find it on blogtalkradio.com. You can do a search on Apple Podcasts and find us. Coach Mike Jones is my co-host. The good son Andrew Michelson co-host with me on Friday afternoons as well. And we've had the Hall of Famer Aaron Phillips on, as well as many other guests.
Because a plethora of guests.
It just goes to show you can buy the right things, and I had to pay for my spot. No, I'm only kidding. I didn't. It was a lot of fun to do. And then about a couple of weeks after that, I was on with Coach Mike on his show. We had a lot of fun too. And then before he came on, I'm sorry I missed it, but Jason also has another show on YouTube that he just asked me to do with him called The Sign of the Times. So you'll see me popping up on his show doing something crazy from what it sounds like. But thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. And he traveled with my book. You said you started reading my book, right?
I am literally halfway through the book.
Can you get a picture of that, please? Because he's like the only person I know that's actually reading my book. No, I'm only kidding. There you go.
I've read it.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. You never told me. Anyway, so he's got that. So I thank you and appreciate it. That was my thank you for allowing me to come on their show. I sent him an autographed copy, which normally I charge for like $100,000, but I sent it to him for free because I'm that kind of guy.
You didn't charge him?
No, I didn't.
You charged me.
Well, that's because I had to make up for his book. That's why. All right. Anyway, so listen, I always tell my guests, and now you know me.
Told the mic, you know.
No, I know you do.
Be nice to me.
Why should I? I've never been nice in 10 years. So you know me because we work together. You know who that other personality guy is, right?
Definitely.
Mr. Batman. Okay, I won't say the other one because I have to protect the innocent. So this is a side though. I think you maybe saw me one time when there was a dance, I think, at the school where I was asked to actually MC that. Not one, but 2 nights.
Yeah.
I got my exercise that night, Maca raining all over the place. So this is a side of me, other than some videos I know you saw of what you were getting yourself into by coming on this show.
Yep.
So all I say to all my guests, just buckle your seatbelt. It's going to be wild. I don't know where listen, I know where we got to go, but you know me, I'm going to take some exit ramps along the way. With that, you know what time it is, John?
I give up. What time is it?
It's time for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
You sounded like Art Linkletter. Was that purposely done that way? And a 1 and a 2. Was that Art? No, that wasn't Art Linkletter. That was Bubbles. What was the a 1 and a 2 and a?
That's him.
That was not Art Linkletter.
Lawrence Welk.
Thank you, Lawrence Welk. He was
Kids
he was
don't
so
know nothing.
He was so popular they named a resort after him down in California, Lawrence Welk Resort.
Yeah, timeshare.
Right, exactly. What does that say up there? Was that? Oh, hi, Lisa and Aaron. Who's that? 2 of my favorite people.
Ball 99.
Who's that? 49.
I can't see.
All right. Hello. I can't see the picture, but thank you for saying hi. Okay.
Can you see it now?
I can see the picture now.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in there, FF Ball. We appreciate it. Let me pull up this. So this is
All right,
this.
there you go.
Grand Jean.
Here's another chance.
Oh, is that Grand Jean? Now, how was I supposed to know, Miss Christie, that was you, FF Ball 49, and the avatar picture is certainly not Miss Grand Jean, Miss
Nope.
G. I affectionately called her boss, and she will always be my boss. Well, don't tell my wife that, but she'll be my boss. She's my working boss. I've worked under Christie for as many years I've known you.
Very nice lady.
And she's also co-host of 184 Days Teaching Truths that appears here first and third Tuesdays of every month. They're on hiatus.
They're off for vacation.
They're off for vacation.
Teachers always get those
Telling
3 months off.
So check it out on
How
Facebook.
many months?
How many? No, what do you get? It like 5 weeks, maybe
4
4 weeks, maybe the month of July. I know my wife
Yeah.
was off for only like 3 or 3.5.
Yeah, it's not 3 months.
Colin. Oh, there you go. That's Colin's handle. Gotcha. So check out 184 Days Teaching Truths on Facebook on their page, WWDB TV, and of course on Roku, one of those plethora of shows that you could pick there as well.
It is an eye-opening educational show that you cannot, should not, better not miss.
Not only that, but you really should watch it.
Yeah.
Not only that, but John is continuing to pile these shows because he's going to send them into the school district and some of our commissioners to have these people really see what teachers go through.
Well, and if I could just add in
Please,
there,
yeah.
Please do.
both Christy Grandjean and Carrie Allard are master teachers. So these are the teachers who teach teachers how to teach. So they have an insight and expertise that, teachers really should watch.
And I'm so glad you said that because one of the things I said to Christy when I saw her on the last day at school this past week, and I'll see her coming up soon again, was I thanked her because the 5 or 6 years, I've been in a classroom and 35 years as a sub. And that dawned on me this year for a lot of different reasons when I was talking with people at my current school. So I've been in a classroom for about 35 years. And 6 years ago, I was down in at Towson University in Towson, visiting my daughter. It was Father's Day weekend. I get a call from Stacy, the manager there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we had this because I subbed there.
Yeah.
Hey, we had this position open called a certified teaching tutor. I had no idea what the hell that was. So I said, so she offered me and I said, can you give me 24 hours? So then I called my wife. She knows it all. Ask her, she'll tell you. I said, what's the CTT position? Because I had already committed to starting off for a kindergarten teacher at McMillan where Miss Allen is teaching.
Yep.
And I felt so bad. And my wife said, you probably like the CTT position better. So I decided to accept the position. I contacted that other teacher. I did not leave her high and dry. But anyway, my point to all of this is because Christy was my boss from day one. First time we went in, my arm was in a sling after having had shoulder surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And I thanked her because I learned so much in 5 years in how to properly communicate with students. First graders, not my kinders, right, Christy? My kryptonite. But the kids I tutored and worked with, 1 through 5, how to really learn how to communicate and educate students. And that's a skill that I will have forever, no matter what I do, because
Absolutely.
I will be applying that when I work with people who want to do shows, podcasts, whatnot. So anyway, I digress. Let's get to it, John, shall we?
Okay.
Did you know Las Vegas is a top summer spot for people on Memorial Day weekend? Did you know that?
I
Yeah,
did not know that.
You knew that.
I knew that.
How many people do you think will be in town this Memorial Day weekend in terms of a projection?
3,263,000.
I didn't ask for your bank account balance. I asked how many people do you, that's wishful thinking, isn't it?
Okay.
You want to take a guess? How many people do you think?
Oh, I thought he was being serious. That's
No,
like
John
double our
being serious.
population.
No, John, that's right. That's more people than we could fit in Las Vegas
You've
by
never
itself.
watched this show, have you?
Uh,
Obviously not.
I fell for that one.
There you go. How many people do you think will be in?
I would say probably close 600,000.
Ooh, 343,000 people
Okay.
are projected, which would be a 1.8% increase over last year.
Mm.
Okay. The Las Vegas Convention Authority is predicting about $432 million in revenue. And we want to thank our guests who are here in studio for coming in to adding to that number, by the way. But they're actually here for wrestling, but it's still Memorial Day weekend. That's 11% increase from last year and a total economic impact of $715 million, which includes indirect spending by suppliers and vendors, which is a 4% increase over last year. But our residency and occupancy, because of some new hotels and everything that opened up, last year, 93% of our hotel rooms were occupied for Memorial Day weekend. But with higher inventory of hotel rooms nearing 155,000 rooms, that would be a 1.9% more hotel rooms than last year, even with the closure of the Tropicana.
Oh my gosh.
That's because 2 resorts, the Fontainebleau and Durango, have opened up since Memorial Day of last year. And the Durango, on the side note, and I think I talked about this a few weeks ago, they're already talking about expansion and putting money into that by the end of this year. And they're not even open barely a year, and they're already talking about expanding.
Wow.
They get a tax break if they do that.
That is very true. That is a very fair point.
The
And by the
money.
way, all 343,000 of you that are coming in, I want to thank you for helping keeping property taxes down in this city. So, all right. The other thing I'd like to talk about is winnings. People don't just win in Las Vegas. There's this thing called lottery tickets that are sold all across the country. And I have a couple
Except in Las Vegas.
except in Las Vegas, which, by the way, had that passed, would have all gone to the education part of the budget. But what do I know about hockey? So I'm going to start off with 2 winners that I found. No, this is not part of the story. There was a story when I printed this off that shows this guy with like what looks like a mugshot next to an FBI logo. That has nothing to do with the story. It's just how I captured it. But check this out. A Moxville woman wins $250,000 buying a $5 scratch off at a gas station. That's right. Ariana Porter of
Nice.
Moxville.
That's where my little brother lives.
Really?
Moxville, North Carolina.
Maybe she knows him,
They
or she knows, or he knows her. What does he do out there? Can we say?
sure.
Is it- okay.
He's retired. He's
Oh,
chilling, watching cows just wander into the yard. Because Moxville is not close to anything. It is.
not even convenience stores. You got to make.
No, hey, Jerry.
No, that's right. Hi, Jerry. I notice every time you say
In
Moxville,
Moxville.
the North Carolina accent came out.
Yep.
Say it again. Where's he from?
Moxville, North
There you go,
Carolina.
Moxville, not Moxville.
My little brother.
Moxville.
Yep.
Hi there, Jerry. You
Yep.
think that means I have to read this story like this?
Yeah, buddy.
So Ariana Porter from Moxville,
Yeah.
she bought a $5 scratch off and won $250,000. That's a lot of hay for them cows out there. According to the North Carolina Education Lottery News release, Porter bought her 20-time the cash ticket from Farmington Road Shell on Farmington Road in Moxville. Do you know where that is?
No.
I guess it's not that small.
I
town
mean, it's.
anymore.
I have to use GPS to get there, and it's.
How do you spell GPS? Do they know how to spell it there?
Yes,
What's the?
but it's hard to tell with their 3 teeth.
Oh, there you go. I love it. I
No,
love
no,
it.
no.
Anyway, but here's the thing: these places that sell these tickets, they get a commission. So that place is getting a little nice commission. Here's another
Nice.
one: a truck driver, not driving through Moxville, by the way. Truck driver won $500,000 after he purchased a ticket when he stopped to buy chicken for dinner. That's right. Oh, I didn't even realize it.
Winner, chicken dinner.
That's right. A truck driver won $500,000 when he stopped at a grocery store. Are you ready for this? In Boston, South Boston, Virginia. I didn't know there was a South Boston. That really would be south of Boston, wouldn't it? The real Boston.
Yeah.
So anyway, according to the Virginia Lottery, Russell Gomes stopped at a Food Lion grocery store, which, by the way, Food Lion's right around the corner from my new home. That's why I'll be shopping. Maybe I'll have to buy a ticket there. I stopped in there in South Boston for some chicken when he decided to buy a Magnificent Sevens scratcher. He scratched the ticket in the parking lot outside the store, and he had discovered he had just won the game's $500,000 top prize. Quote, I really didn't believe it, he said to lottery officials when he redeemed his winning ticket. It feels great. Gomes, who drives a tractor trailer, said he has no immediate plans for the winnings except to pay for a previously planned vacation. Yeah, right. He has his wife is all over.
Pick up my truck.
Right. I was going to right. And his wife is all over what to do with that money. Don't tell me he has no plans for it. We'll skip that one. That's not important right now. That's an interesting story. All right, let's talk about $70 million indoor sports and family entertainment complex is proposed for Henderson. Did you see this story, John? You did?
Yeah.
Right now?
No, I think it was yesterday or the day before.
$70 million indoor sports and family entertainment complex proposed for Henderson. The city announced it's going to include, are you ready for this? It's going to, first of all, it's going to be near St. Rose and Maryland Parkways. I think most of us in this room know where that is about. So the facility is planning on having basketball courts that convert to other court uses such as volleyball and, of course, now the most growing sport, pickleball, hybrid turf fields for sports like indoor soccer, box lacrosse, indoor football, birthday party and community rooms, family entertainment to potentially feature bowling, laser tag, arcade games, mini golf, restaurant, and, of course, a bar. So Henderson advised that the complex will start sports tournaments and is anticipated to have the following impact. $1.5 million locally for annual tax revenue, $39.1 million total economic output annually, and $10.7 million in wages and salary.
Any of that going to education?
That's why I'm reading it. You're getting educated on what's going on. $70 million investment with funds provided through private third-party partner or one-time investment funding. So nothing about taxes being used to build that. Good for them.
Cool.
Did you know the average age of vehicles that people are keeping them have started growing? How long do you think people keep their cars on average, John?
7 years.
How about for you, Lisa?
5.
5? How about you guys? How long do you think the average is that people keep their cars?
I'm going to say current average is 12.
Give them a cigar. You ready for this? Did you read this article before? Cars, trucks, and SUVs. This is according to the manufacturers in Detroit. U.S. people, SUVs in the U.S. are getting older, hitting a record average of 12.6 years in 2024 as people hang on to their vehicles, largely because the cost of buying a new one is way out of whack. Similar to the story we were talking about on wrestling today about tickets. All right. By the way, quickly, Dabney Coleman and family, the great character actor, passed away 92 this past week. He took, yeah, sure, Grandjean. It's easy to put up 12 now that we've given the answer.
No, that was 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I see. Oh, I got you. Kindergarten loves you. Oh, I just see you put in there. Kindergartners love you. Yeah, I love them too when I don't have to deal with them. Dabney Coleman, he specialized in being curmudgeons. Of course, 9 to 5 fame working there. Now, John, if you would, 2 things. Please pull up the receipt that I sent you a picture of. EDC Electric Daisy Carnival was in town this past week. Folks, I posted this on my Facebook page this week. Not sure if you can read the bottom line, but the bottom line totally spent for these people out at EDC was over $300,000 at Electric Daisy Carnival, which was just held in this town. That's surcharges and tips and everything.
This receipt is from 2 years ago.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
2 years. So imagine what it is now.
Gone up.
Exactly. Why this person put this post up as a relatively recent receipt, I don't really care. But I don't know about you, but I hate spending $3 on a bottle of water at a ballpark, let alone $300. And I think the bottles of water on that receipt was like hundreds of dollars per bottle. It was ridiculous. Absolutely.
$75 a piece.
And I don't think it was Avion water.
No, it was tap water.
Exactly.
Probably.
So 300,000. I mean, listen, we can all figure who, first of all, have ever paid for this bill really is not worried about having to pay a bill like that, right? Let's face it, $300,000 and you're out there. So, all right. Can you put up the other picture I sent you? How the Las Vegas, we just celebrated the sign, famous Las Vegas sign was erected in 1959. Betty Willis, of course, she passed away in 2012. 2015 was the individual who created this sign. And so there's different incarnations of how the sign is developed, dating back to, is it 1968, John, at the top
1966.
there? 66. I was 2 years old when that sign was put up. You can see the colors have changed, the fonts have changed to the very bottom one, which 2018.
2016.
That's what I said. 2016. Listen, I have new glasses on the way.
I forgot. You're a math teacher.
I'm a math. Yeah, but I teach people reading. Go figure that part out. So this is
Makes sense to me.
why not, right? So this is how the sign has evolved over these years, and I'm not going to spend time reading the article, but it is up on the RJ website. So I mean, listen, that sign's iconic no matter how you slice it. And also, are you into Legos? Anybody into Legos? Lego blocks, building? No, I'm the only guy that likes Legos.
My grandson.
You like
huge.
Legos?
I'm indifferent.
My grandson is ridiculous with Legos.
Well, then you're gonna have to take him.
Actually,
downtown
let me
Summerlin
just
soon.
correct you. It's Lego, not Legos.
You step on them in the middle of the night, they're Legos. Right? See, you got it. So when you're a guest on this show, you must agree with the host.
Oh.
See, that's not you're behind the mic, but people just visiting. You got to agree with the host. So do you like Legos?
They're one of the greatest inventions in the history.
He's a quick learner. By the way, if you go to downtown Summerlin later on this year, I saw it last night. They're actually putting in a Lego store there. But
wow.
Lego.com, that's my favorite website. All my Batman Legos that I own in my collection is where I got them from. But the reason I bring this up, there's a Brick Fest live on tour. Brick Fest, that's right. Early bird ticket prices for this show, September 21 and 22, which will be held at the Expo World Market Center. Where else would you expect to? These pre-sale tickets just went on sale yesterday, so you simply need to look up Brick Fest Live. Doesn't show. If you go onto their site, though, you can click on the event and show you the details. But 95,000 square feet of Lego displays, activities, photo ops, and more. And I'm sure you want that.
Yes,
for your
I do
grandkid.
want
That's-
that.
As I
Absolutely.
How much is the bottle of water?
300. You have to first build it out of Legos. Then they fill it up. All right. With that, we are so far behind, but thank you for sticking with us. You're watching Aaron's Hour. Hey, if John lets us after a few commercials, we'll be back.
Hi, I'm John P.G. Stiles. Some people call me JPEG. You can probably guess why. I'm the founder and partner at WWDB TV. Does your business need a commercial, or do you already have one and you just want to get the message out there? Do you need a sizzle reel? Do you need an audition tape for a part that you're up for? Or have you ever thought about hosting your own show? Well, this is the place, WWDB TV.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
Welcome back. Thankfully, John allowed us to come back after paying. That's because I paid him to keep us on the air. Lisa Price will officially join me now. She sent me her bio. She's been in town from North Carolina. She's been here since 1998, mother of one daughter, and Mima to amazing grandson, which is a great name. I love that. Served children. She's the youth pastor for, let me read it as it's written. I get ahead of myself. I've served as the children's and youth pastor at her church for 25 years. Her first, this I did not know. This I thought was pretty cool. First official career was apartment management. Between that, worked as a nanny. I didn't know that. And a tutor for a family for 3 years. Then, why should I do that? Let me get my teaching degree. And for the last 10 years, which I'm sure she hasn't regretted at all for the last 10 years, working in public education here. And this is really the driving force behind her show called Kids Are People Too. You've always been fascinated by how a child's mind works, aren't we all? Because kids can say things and do things that as adults, we'd be looking like, do you need medication? Or do you have the logo up there? Oh, you grab the logo. There you go. There's a logo for the show. So we'll get into some of the things that we want to talk about, but thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's going to be so much fun. And we met on Thursday at the studio where she's going to do the show. And the reason it's not being hosted here is because her church that you have been associated with, what's the name of the church? Gateway City
Church, Las Vegas.
Right down the road here at Gowan and Rancho. They want to add more content to their website, right?
Absolutely.
And so they approached Lisa. She's been involved for so long and said, hey, can we do this, right? And you said, sure, we could do it. And then I found out at a little bit of reunion dinner with friends from the school we left to come together. We started talking. She's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And our friend said, we don't either. We've been fooling. Right. We've been fooling people. I've been fooling people for 19 years. So, and then Samantha Allen, another teacher I know from the school, or Sam, as I'd still call her Miss. I can't get out of the habit of calling people that I've known Miss Price or Miss Allen. Grand Jean, I'll never call Christy. I can't. But it's so hard to say. Dr. Mills. Well,
Right.
with her, you never say Pauline.
No.
And she's been a guest on 184 Days.
I'm sorry.
Right. And Carrie and Grand Jean, all that.
Try to get her to run for the school board.
That's right. They actually
She'd
did.
be perfect.
She would be.
Yeah.
Those guys wouldn't know what hit them on the school board if she joined. But anyway, so Lisa Price is here. So this is really where the formation of the idea of the show came out. They said, "Hey, we want content."
Yep.
Did they tell you what they wanted, or did
No.
you say, "You know what? This is what I'd like to do"?
No, so they decided we were going to do this, and I don't even know of the other people's ideas. Immediately I started thinking, wow, what would be something that I would want to do a podcast about? And literally, I was just talking to a kid one evening and just kind of speaking life over her and telling her how amazing she was. And just the way this kid looked at me was just, it just had me totally locked in. And the idea just started
bouncing from there.
Exactly. And mainly it would be to include children, but also to interview expert adults, single moms, moms and dads, new moms and dads, grandparents, and just kind of, have a topic and then just dig into it, just kind of like what we're doing now.
You use a word that I think is very important for any kind of show or content that anybody chooses to do, and that's passion. Okay, that is very important. My passion's out there for doing this as a whole, but the shows I host, I have the passion to do it. James, who's here in studio, big wrestling fan. He has a passion for it, so he's doing a show. So anybody that's thinking about doing any content, you better do it with something I have passion for. Otherwise, it's going to be short-lived. You're going to get bored, and you're only going to have 2 or 3 videos up and make an ass out of yourself because you didn't follow through. So I love that you use that word passion. And of course, being 25 years associated with the church as the kids and youth pastor, but the education and the tutoring, you've been around kids a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what is it about the curiosity in a kid's mind that just says, you know what, let's delve into this a little bit deeper?
It's just how they fill in their own gaps, and sometimes just the way they see the world. It's amazing to me. Like, oh wow, if I would look at the world that way, then maybe I wouldn't be stressed or unhappy or
and if I get asked to take a nap, I won't argue.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? John,
definitely.
But you did think that way at one time.
I did. You're absolutely right.
That's what you should try not to lose.
That's absolutely.
And we should let the kids be kids, and that imagination is just like.
Yeah, I actually feel like I'm living my second childhood. I get to live vicariously through them. I get to see the world through their eyes when I listen, and it's fun. Try this sometime when you're going in a grocery store. Catch the eyes of the kids, and you'll always catch their eyes because they're looking for somebody to see them,
right?
And just notice them. And
then, great observation. And John tries the same thing, but
I got arrested.
That's great. And as a matter of fact, just if I could toss this in here,
yeah, absolutely.
The 25 years that I've been there, I just want to shout out to Yana, Jaden, Kaylee, Angel, Spencer, and Isaiah, who are all graduating, finishing high school, which is amazing. Yana, Jaden, and Kaylee, I've known them since they were before they started elementary school. So,
by the way, can you bring up that last message that popped up? For some reason, current message are not popping through on my feed on my phone.
Oh, okay.
But I saw it looked like Grand Jean put something in there.
Yeah.
So what is that? A kid's point of view is so very different than adults. And
Absolutely.
it is because they're a lot shorter, so they see a lot more kneecaps. But no, but
They
I think,
do.
But I think kids have a more pure look. They're like John said to you, you know, we had those viewpoints at one time. We get older, society gets to us, parents get to us with ideas and direction.
Mhm.
But as a kid, their minds are clay. They're
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
forming. Those are the formative years. And so their viewpoint on anything is more pure than as an adult we would ever
Yeah.
think, right?
Absolutely. And then they aren't afraid to say, I don't know.
Right.
So they're not where we start feeling like we've got to know everything. As a matter of fact, we did this thing with Dr. Mills. It was a team building exercise where he took spaghetti strands and marshmallows and had to build the largest tower.
Oh,
And
they weren't cooked spaghetti, was it?
it had no.
Be a little tough, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome.
Be a floating.
So it had to be freestanding, and the goal of the exercise was teamwork. And of course, my tower did not win, but to wrap everything up, the people who built the largest towers when this is done out in the world are kindergartners, because they are working together because they're trying to figure it out together. So
Right.
they're actually not held back by
Any restraints, right, or ideas.
and they're not deferring, and they're
Right.
not.
And that's why kids can learn how to turn on a VCR and time it and set stuff up.
VCR.
Right. I mean, I know I dated myself with that reference, but I mean, for how long did the clock blink 12 o'clock
Sure.
before somebody would come along who was like 3 or 5 years old and say, Mommy, Daddy, I can fix that for you. Here's a remote. And sure enough, in 3 seconds, I
Yeah.
got it fixed and programmed. But it is the mind. I mean, they're so open. And then whatever the reason, because we get older, we get influenced, and I'm sure there's studies and all of that stuff. But I love the idea. Your passion for kids, I've seen it at work in your class. And by the way, when Lisa's in a classroom, how do I want to say? No. Think like a college student center, in that there's couches, there's chairs. It's a very relaxed environment. It's not your standard, there's rows of desks or tables in the kid. Now there's that. And I'm not saying that that's not the right way to do. The kids had desks,
Sure.
but you allowed them the time to be themselves,
Yeah.
and they had the couches in there. Now, of course, you also did that with fifth graders the year before that, which I
Yep.
saw, which I thought was great for fifth graders too. But to have that freedom in the classroom and have that area where, okay, here's your space, just let loose and relax and enjoy, because we'll have plenty of time sitting in those desks and chairs.
Sure.
And that combination, I think, was a very unique style. Why do you feel that works best for students?
It's called flexible seating, and it's a thing. So some intelligent researchers figured all the reasons why, but I guess it mimics a home
Okay.
environment. So like where they would go to do their homework, or where we want them to go and read, and so
Sure.
I try to capture that kind of lighting, and that and my theme was home sweet classroom.
Mhm.
So the whole idea was to try to make it just a really comfortable place. And you'd be amazed how kids can misuse furniture.
Even adults, I still jump on the couch.
Acrobatically.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Cartwheels and everything on couch. By the way, there's one thing I did not warn you about, but if you've seen enough of my shows, you know at times I stop and I ask screwy question of absolutely nothing to do with our topic. Do you recall seeing that?
Sure.
No, you didn't. You're just lying.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
I'm supposed to agree with you.
Oh, right. See, she learned too. James, you notice how she
Lego.
did that? Lego. That's a new word. Lego. That's a new word. All right, here you go. You ready?
Yep.
Favorite actor of all time.
Favorite actor of all time. Ooh.
That's why I get paid the big bucks
Wow,
to
that's-
ask these
that's
kind of
pretty good.
questions. I know.
I'm trying
I
to
made
think
them
of
up
my favorite
myself.
movie.
Oh, that'll be another question.
Yeah, because that's not going to work there.
But you can tell me your favorite movie.
My
That is-
favorite movie does not contain my favorite actor.
That's
but
okay.
So actor, male or female?
I have them separate. Male
Okay.
actor.
Okay,
Because then I would
so
say
my-
your favorite actress.
Okay, my favorite movie of all time is The Sound of Music.
Okay.
And there's a it was one of the first movies that I ever.
And
saw.
that was a movie about a tutor, right? Who helped the
Yep,
family.
it was absolutely.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Manny. That's right.
And then my favorite actor. Wow.
So who's your actress then?
Favorite actress would be. I do not know. I can't even. I watch so many movies now. I can't think of my favorite. My all-time favorite.
Squirrel. That's right, Chrissy. This is my squirrel moment of the show when I get to just ask stuff all over the place. It's my squirrel moment.
Squirrel moment.
Squirrel.
I don't know.
I usually
My
call them
favorite.
cat moments. Just I chase the red light and I get us back on the road. Think about that. We'll come back.
Okay,
to
I
that.
will.
What's your favorite music genre? What's your favorite music?
Probably. Well, praise and worship is what I listen to
Okay.
mostly, but within that genre, there's a lot of nuance. So probably funk, anything with funk. I play bass.
Okay.
So if it's got a good bass line, I'm in.
Okay. So you're driving in your car around town.
Yep.
Come to a red light. Stop dead. You listen to the radio, XM, whatever you have in your car. People are pulling up, ready for that red light. But you don't care because your favorite song of all time is blasting through your radio right now. And you start rocking to it. No matter how embarrassing you may look, you don't care what anybody's seeing in the car. That song for you is what?
Oh,
come on, dish it. I tried to give you the intro long enough to think of a song.
I know that was long.
So I do that.
And it's hard because I come from a very musical family. My mom played piano.
Okay.
I grew up in a dancing school.
But
so
you
I
said
was
you like funk.
exposed to-
So is it?
I like funk.
Is it a
I
funk
like
song?
funk, probably. Okay. Let's go with.
I didn't think that this is like my first guest has had so much trouble with my questions.
Because I like so much. I have a really eclectic
Background.
Yeah.
All right. So you like funk, but give me a song. Picture yourself in the car right now.
Brothers Johnson, Stomp.
There you go. See, I knew that would work, and I love that song.
Yeah.
I love that song too. That is good because driving.
The-
It's a great song to drive to with the upbeat and tempo. I love that song. Brothers
Dude,
Johnson.
Quincy Jones. Anything by Quincy
Jones is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Stomp. I like that one. Now I'm gonna have to tune that in my playlist when I start driving.
I can hear that.
As soon as my you could maybe you'll play the bass line when I see you on Thursday.
Hey.
When my wife goes to sleep, I'll make sure that song is on, keeping me awake when I drive across country.
Oh.
Okay. Favorite vacation spot, bucket list.
Oh, my bucket list or my
Yes.
favorite place that I've been?
No,
Bucket
favorite
list.
bucket list vacation that you haven't been to.
Let's go with well, I love the Caribbean.
Okay.
So Greece.
There you go.
I want to go to Greece.
Do you see where Higginson is?
Yes, I did. I
That's what-
love
And
I
she's
love
out
the
there
way
now.
she lives her
Oh my
vacations.
gosh. And the first picture I saw her post was of the stadium. Why am I blanking on it? What's it? Go ahead.
You
Coliseum.
do know
Coliseum,
that, you
thank
do know that Greece isn't in the Caribbean.
I do know that. Yes.
It's
But
a very
I
long
just-
boat ride.
Just checking.
I do
Obviously,
know. I'm
you know-
just thinking the water, the ocean.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't teach geography. Let's clarify that. That's
Yes, I
funny.
do know that.
I know you do. I know. Weather person probably not worked very well. We're over here in Greece near the Caribbean. We're West Island. All
That'd be
right.
great.
So I want to touch on something that you talked about earlier, and that was how the kids become adults and we're influenced by adults, right?
Mhm.
So there's a tagline that you gave me, and I know it's here on our list. So I want to mention that because I think that'll segue into the last item.
Mhm.
Okay. Kids are little people, but they're not little adults.
Mhm.
Talk about that philosophy.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of that. My very first year teaching fifth grade, I had a 6 foot tall, no lie, 6 foot tall fifth grader come in, and he was 10. Like he wasn't held back.
Is he playing football now?
He had
Something?
not turned 11 yet. I need to follow up on him, but I just remember, everybody warned me because he had some challenges, and I just adored this kid, but
Mhm.
he was definitely a kid, and I could tell that he would just do silly kid things.
Right.
But because he was so tall, everybody wanted him to act more maturely.
Okay.
But he was a 10-year-old bound up in a 6 foot
Sure.
tall young man.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I would have him out in the hallway,
That's-
just giving it to him, and he'd look down at me and
Yeah, I get it. That's why my wife only taught middle school 1 year back in Jersey because she's 4'11" and 3/4.
right.
Honey, you're 5 foot. I know that's what you would tell everybody. But middle school, and she was
Yeah.
teaching special ed at the time. She was just like you.
Yeah.
And after that 1 year, she said, "No, I'm at least going to go to elementary school where she can at least look at me in the
Yeah,
eye at times."
exactly.
So I get that. I get that. So
Yeah.
that's a great example of a child whose body
Mhm.
is much older than the age with them.
Mhm.
So did you notice any tendencies with the students around that student to treat him as an equal age-wise
Oh,
and
yeah.
kid-wise, or did they
No.
treat him differently because he was physically so much bigger?
Nope, kids were kids. In fact, his best friend was the tiniest kid in the classroom, so it was really an odd pairing just to see
Mutt and
the
Jeff, Danny DeVito,
Yeah.
and Arnold
yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
and he wasn't a really high scoring kid academically,
Right.
but his friend who was much shorter was also highly intelligent.
So kind of help pull him
it was
along
like
as
yin
well.
and yang.
There
It
you
was
go. I get it.
interesting to watch.
I have one more thing I'm going to ask with that, but I'm going to wake up John and tell him we're going to take a quick break. So
Okay.
then from there, we can go right to the top of the hour
All right.
because I am going to save a few minutes for myself as this is my last show before I go on break. want to clarify that. I'm not retiring, folks. Everything I'm putting out there, people say, you're retiring from it. No, but I'll talk about that
I
towards the
just
end.
need a break.
I know. Jeez. I feel you. All right, you're watching Aaron's Hour. More with Lisa, me, and our guests. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Brian Hoffman coming to you from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, inviting you to join Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips every Saturday afternoon from 12 to 1. That's Pacific time, good old Las Vegas time. Visit him on www.dbtv.com and join in all the fun also on Facebook as well with Aaron Phillips, and have a blast. We look forward to seeing you every Saturday from.
Hello, my name is Mona Van Joseph, and I'm known locally as Mystic Mona. And I want to welcome you to a new program here on WWDB TV called 3. 3 is an amazing concept where a caller will call in, they will ask a specific question, and Chris Gray, our astrologer, Rainy Day, our clairvoyant medium, and myself, I'm an intuitive tarot consultant, will actually answer your one specific question. So all I want you to remember is 3.Vegas, 1 question, 3 readers, 3 answers, exclusively here on WWDB TV.
Here we are. We're back. We're going. John says go, so we're going. So here we go. Hope you can stay with us because I got a lot to
No,
go.
I said go.
Oh, the door's not. No, the door's locked. It'll be unlocked in 15 minutes. Lisa Price here. She's a host of a brand new podcast for her church, which is Gateway
City Church,
Thank
Las
you.
Vegas.
See, I don't remember stuff. I barely
Gateway.
remember. Gateway. Is that a bridge in Gateway? No, it's Gateway Park, San Francisco.
Yeah. So
How do I make these silly connections? I have no idea.
Yep. Well, our main church is in San Jose.
Oh, well, there you go. Do you know the way there?
I do know the way to San Jose.
Who doesn't finish up that line when they say, I'm from San Jose or something? I mean, if you don't finish that up with saying, do you know the way there, then you're not American. Anyway, so we're talking about a new show. Kids Are People Too, debuting on her church platform, but also you have a website, not a website, you have a Facebook page under that name, right? Kids Are People Too. You have a YouTube channel that'll appear on your church. Can you, what is that? Lisa's going to be a great podcaster. Let's call it a show host. We don't like to use podcasts all that often. I'll change her vernacular, by the way.
Okay, let's go.
Can we pop up that logo, please, again, if you don't mind, so that people, when they search for it on Facebook, now, is it spelled exactly as people see it?
Just like that. Yes, sir.
No spaces, right? Because you can't put spaces, I don't
No,
think.
Kids Are People Too.
With the spaces in between everything? I just want to make sure.
No. Kids Are People Too podcast.
There you go. So that's a logo you look for. Search for it on Facebook. Start liking it, folks, because starting next week, I believe, Thursday, 1 p.m., which I just found out about, you're going to start recording some of the content.
Yes, sir.
Now, when the content's recorded, when can people expect to find the new content available?
We're looking at an upload date of June 29th. It's a Saturday.
And then how regular after that?
We're looking to try to put one on every week.
All right. So come the 29th, they're going to have a binge watching amount of content theoretically between now and whatever you record. Right?
Well, no, because we're probably going to spread it out a little bit.
Okay.
My goal is to get a lot of stuff done so that as the school year starts up again, then I'll have stuff that's ready to go.
In the can, as we say in
the can. I didn't want to sound pretentious.
No, it
in
is
the
what
can.
It is. You're on this show. We're all pretentious.
It's
in the can. Okay, so every Saturday starting the 29th, you said, is there a particular time it'll be ready or noon time, Pacific time? I want to clarify that.
Most definitely Pacific.
Okay, no. I listen, because it's 3 hours earlier in Hawaii.
Yes.
It's 3 hours later on the East Coast. That's why I have to clarify Pacific time.
Not to correct the host, but it's 6 hours earlier in Hawaii.
Oh, 6 hours. You're right. 6 hours. I was halfway there. I was stuck in the middle of the Caribbean getting there. That's why it was only 3 hours on my way to Greece through the Caribbean. All right, so that's cool. So check it out. Definitely like the Facebook page. And if you do like it, invite somebody else to like it. And as well, you're also welcoming comments on the page, suggestions of conversations. Do you have an email set up that people can reach out?
I do. It is kidsarepeople2 podcast@gmail.com.
How much easier can that be? Right. So check it out. Thoughts, comments, things you want to hear them talk about with you, right?
Yeah.
Things like that.
As a matter of fact, right now, what a segment that I'd like to do is kids reacting to different gadgets and things that like adults would be very common for us, but just hand it to a kid and then find out what they would do with that.
With so many things that us
So I need ideas.
I was just going to say, because we handle so much and see so much, what can we give a child? The thing is, you give them something that they would have never seen, even like a cassette tape. Give them a cassette tape.
Right, absolutely.
You got to go back in time to see what they.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that idea. All right, so we talked about kids are little adults or not little adults, but adults try to pull kids into their world because of what's around them, what's going on in their house, and their scenarios that we can think about that will mold their mind. If we want to reach and teach kids, we need to be in their world. Talk about that, if you would.
Yeah, so kids love spontaneity and they love hilarity. So the main thing we can do with kids, in my mind, is surprise them. And Christy Grandjean actually was the master at this, because you could turn anything with a first grader. You can turn anything into, oh my gosh, we get to do testing, and they'll get excited too. So you just have to, in my mind, is you have to think about the way they're going to perceive something, and then find out what they like. So, my students are convinced that I love Pokemon. I have a lot of Pokemon. I did not buy a Pokemon. I was gifted Pokemon because they're convinced that I am a Pokemon person. Right. And my grandson he's like, Mima, can we watch our favorite show, Octonauts? It's like, absolutely.
What's the age range of kids that you're going to talk to?
Probably we're looking at between 4 and 11, right in there.
John, that rules you out, just so you know. Just want to give you a heads up on that.
Yeah.
Any topic that you won't want to have a discussion with them on how they feel about things or how they react? Is there anything that, let's say, hands off with the kids that you won't address with them?
I'm going to stay away from anything that's politically controversial, or even that would be, anti-Christian things that would be an assault on our beliefs. It's not going to be a religious type show, but it will have it. I'm going to be coming from a Judeo-Christian background, because that's who I am.
No, absolutely.
So,
and I'm glad you clarified that, because I want people to know that, for 18 and a half years, I don't talk politics or religion, because I want to entertain, and there's much better things you can do to entertain. But I love the idea that your background is your background. You're not going to hide from it. But the show is not religious based, where there's a subliminal message that says you should believe in this or come join it. So it's about the kids and their mind and how they respond to what's going on.
I'm not preaching.
Right.
It's not going to be a pulpit.
Right. And I want to make sure that's clear for people. They want to look for good things to follow and be part of. And anybody that has had a child that now is an adult, grandchildren, great, whatever it is, this is going to be something that's going to be fun to see how today's kids react to things that we as adults probably take for granted.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to it. I would listen, truth be told, totally transparency. When they start recording on Thursday, I've been invited to go to the studio to kind of help guide things and make some suggestions so that first bit of content is somewhat smooth. I did offer to help be on camera if it's going to help. God knows I can talk like a child and think like a child. After all, I love Batman. What more childish thing can you think about? But I will be there that first day to just kind of give you some input. It's your show. It's not mine, but I will by all means, even down the line, even when I'm out of Vegas.
Oh, I appreciate
I'll
that.
keep it up, but I'm expecting big things. No pressure though. All right. Couple other questions real quickly that I want to ask off my crazy list. Your favorite all-time car that you'd like to see parked in your driveway someday, assuming that you don't already have it.
1967 candy apple red black ragtop Mustang.
Why is it, John, that's the one question I ask everybody? Everybody's already got an answer ready to go, right? Everyone. There you go. See? Cars, right? What is
Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud?
Oh, there you go.
Any car that John
and with a chauffeur.
I was just gonna. Mine is any car I could have where John Stiles is my driver. That's the one.
I could drive you crazy.
You already do and don't need a vehicle for that. Okay, so that's good. So it's funny how that's the one question, right? Okay, give me your favorite meal, top to bottom, starting with appetizer through.
Oh wow. Okay, let's see. So probably appetizer would be some kind of really fresh salad with some nice cucumbers in it.
Like a garden salad.
Okay. Yeah,
romaine lettuce or regular iceberg lettuce or spinach.
Romaine with spring mix.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. See, I have to get technical because I know this stuff.
Yep. And then probably gonna be prime rib.
Okay. How do you like your prime rib cooked? Medium, well? I don't know.
Rare?
You still like it moving on the plate?
Yeah, prime rib. Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I like medium rare. My regular steak is going to be medium rare, but prime rib.
See,
Come on now.
my dad, God bless him, he used to cook everything well in my household growing up. My wife Eileen used to call the hamburgers my dad cooked hockey pucks. So I learned what medium was because of my wife. Every time I would cook, I'd be cooking the way I ate. I'm not eating this. So I had to learn what medium was.
Yeah.
Prime rib, if I get the end cut, that's well. And I like end cuts.
Yeah.
But my wife has taught me medium. Now, my buddy Ricky Cash, he was like you. Has to be rare. There's supposed to be blood on the plate. As a matter of fact, if you walk it in on the leash, he'd still be happy with that.
And lots of horseradish.
Oh, yeah. Horseradish. Oh,
yeah.
My dad makes homemade horseradish for the holiday, for Passover. He and my wife, they're grating that thing.
That's cool.
And it's crying tears.
Perfect.
I can't do that.
Everyone else has to leave the house.
I do. I actually have them make it. No kid. This is no kidding.
Amazing.
On Saturday mornings when I'm here in the studio, because I cannot be around. I don't want to be around it. My mom, may she rest in peace, when my dad made it back in Jersey growing up, we had a patio. Get out there, Larry. You're making it on the back patio, not in the, so he's 100% right. I'd say to him, please. And then when I walk in a couple hours later, the house still smells from horseradish. So, but homemade horseradish is great. All right. So that's it. What about dessert?
Yep. Dessert would be my friend Liz's pineapple upside down cake.
Can you eat that upside right?
I sure can.
How is it served in Australia when everything's upside down? I mean, is it a regular cake?
The toilet goes backwards.
Right, exactly. So I'm wondering, is that the other one?
I don't know.
How about an adult beverage? Do you have any adult beverages with your dinners?
No, I typically drink water, maybe lemonade.
Okay.
Most time.
There you go. A wholesome meal. I love it. All right, last two questions are kind of serious. Well, one of them is. Three more questions. There's one that's sort of serious. When a movie is made about your life, who would you like to see star as you as Lisa Price?
Oh, that's great. Well, my friends would say probably Kathy Bateman.
Oh, I could see that.
That's my favorite actress. There we go.
There's your favorite. I could see that. Can you
wait? Kathy Bates or Kathy Bateman?
Bates.
Okay.
Bates. I could see that.
That's.
I could see you trying to kill James Caan. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm your number one fan.
That's right. All right, that's fair. I like that. I like that. All right, second question. Now I'm going to give you a little hint if you need it.
Okay.
Who's your favorite all-time superhero, Batman or Superman?
Well, I can see your phone, but my favorite superhero. I can't. He needs to be able to fly. I mean, his belt's amazing.
Batman can fly.
He can only fly down.
No, he can't. Yeah. He's got the Gatling gun. He can fly
Shazam.
Up. Shazam. Why Shazam? That's an interesting one.
Well,
because he's just a regular old.
I was a comic book fiend as a kid. That's why I learned how to read so well.
Okay.
And Shazam was one of my favorite. Billy Batson and Captain Marvel.
Did you see the Shazam movie that had come out?
I did, and I loved it.
Did you?
I didn't see the new one. I haven't seen the new one. I like the first one a lot.
Okay.
So.
I thought they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a comic book fan of the original, I think they
shows. You know what I liked about Shazam? Jim Neighbors, Gomer Pyle. Shazam! Every time that's how I learned that word before.
That's right.
Golly.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Right. Isn't there a TV show, music show called Shazam too? If I'm not mistaken. That game show about music. Anyway.
Yeah.
Here's the last question. It's sort of serious. Really the only serious question I even asked about, even though the things we talked about were serious, but this is a serious question. For you, I'm going to be very, very intrigued to hear what your answer is.
Oh, boy.
Okay. No, it's seriously. Okay. So when the day comes, and may it be many, many years down the road, that you are standing at the pearly gates waiting to enter, the maitre d' is standing there to greet you. What is it you want to hear upon entering the pearly gates from the maitre d'?
Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
There you have it. That's pretty good. Good run of answers there. All right, let's give information about the show, the content, when it's available, all that other stuff. So hit it.
All right, so the show starts we'll have our first episode uploaded on June the 29th. It's called Kids Are People Too, or Squared, however you want to look at it.
Nah, People Too.
People Too. Okay, they're not square. They're
unless you have a sequel, then it'll be squared.
You're
all right.
dyslexic.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be interview style. It's more about research and discovery and learning about kids and how their minds work and why they respond and act the way they do.
There you go.
So.
And filming starts so June 29th, usually by noontime, Saturdays thereafter Pacific time.
Yes, sir.
You welcome comments and conversation via
100%.
And via the Facebook page. Now they can write comments on YouTube too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And then of course you can email, which is
Kids Are People Too podcast at gmail.com.
There you have it. Anything else you want to add about the show that
I
didn't cover?
I'm really excited to do this.
You're nervously excited. I could tell.
I'm nervously excited. I can't wait to see how the kids respond. And there's people that I've said, hey, you need to teach parents about this. So I'm going to have them on my show so they can teach those things. So
excellent. And then of course you may go out a little. We talked about this.
Yep.
Maybe go out, film.
Yep.
Kid, you go somewhere, film and ask kids that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man on the street, kid on the street type of thing.
I love it. I love that concept. Go to parks. Well, you have to be careful of parks approaching kids.
Sure.
But no, I'm being facetious. If John was going with you, for sure, you'd have to be very careful. No, but I love it. I love the concept. I'm looking forward to being there with you on Thursday to help out wherever I can,
awesome.
and it's going to be so much fun. So thank you for coming on. I'm cutting a little early only because I'm going to take a few minutes for myself here, if you don't mind. All right. So first of all, let me send congratulations out to my triplet nieces who graduated high school on Thursday. Each of them are going to 3 different colleges, all on the East Coast. And one I know is Rutgers, one is American University, and the third one escapes me at the moment. My eldest niece, these are all my sister's daughters. My eldest niece graduated from the University of Delaware School of Nursing yesterday, and today was the general commencement. So mazel tov and congratulations to my nieces. I will see you all soon. It's this weekend. One of the hardest things I had to do when we were looking at the cost of flying back and cars and hotels and gifts for 4 nieces, when I come out with that number, I had to tell my sister that we just can't come. My dad's out there with his girlfriend, but I'm like, babe, I tell her,
and you're moving too.
And in 2 weeks, I'm spending a lot more money.
Sure.
So I'm like, I just can't do it. But when we get out there, we'll travel up to Jersey to see them before they all scatter around the country. So today begins my, well, I guess theoretically not, but today begins my hiatus for Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. July 11th, which is a Thursday, is my target to be back on the air out of Virginia Beach to do all my shows. I'll connect into the studio as guests normally will do. There's other adventures out there, Virginia Beach, that will be happening. A lot of them will be in conjunction with John here at the studio. And so I'm looking forward to those challenges. But that being said, Vegas, I've been out here for 27 years. And I saw my daughters grow up from the age of 3 going on 4 to now where they will be 31 in August. Lost my mom while I was out here. Be 24 years ago come November. My dad is still here, which I'm very thankful for, but unfortunately he's not moving back east. So I know I'm not done with Vegas. I'll be happy to come back and visit to make sure that all is good. And of course, with all the years that I've built up relationships, such as with Lisa and Grand Jean that's in the chat room, and of course, John here, I have every reason to keep coming back. I am not going to be shutting off Vegas from my life totally. My wife and I will continue to come back periodically, but this does launch a new phase of my career. So yes, I'm retiring from education more or less, but I'm not retiring from the microphone. I'm just simply changing my studio. I will be building a studio there. And that being said, I want to thank all the guests that I've had the privilege and honor to meet here. 18 and a half years of doing this as the voice, meeting all the people from all walks of life, entertainers, business people, mobsters, hosts of other shows that come and visit, the common man, the common business people. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I hope I've entertained you. Mark Maynard just jumped into my chat room and into the room there. Hi, Mark. I know you've been traveling a lot as well. But every contact I've had has meant something. Even the ones that I've met in the years that I no longer speak to, they've been part of the fabric who I've become, where I've done and make decisions. But in this moment right now, since this is my platform or my show, I will not do this on Thursday. I will be on the air for the Roundtable on Thursday and Kiwanis Connects on Friday because those shows reran this past week. I do not want to leave on a rerun. But one of the biggest people I have to thank for this run towards the end is the guy sitting on the other side of the desk over there, Mr. Stiles. He and I have known each other for 10 years. We separated. We went our separate ways for a number of years for reasons.
We had the big fight.
Shut up. We just didn't see things eye to eye. Things happen, and that happens in families, and it happens.
Martin and Lewis.
Who's who though in that one? I love Jerry Lewis. I'll take.
Lady.
Hey, lady. But he is right. We did separate on not the best of terms when we had our station together. Ricky Cash was part of that as well. But we met John because he was filming YouTube videos, content for another show that Cash and I were actually invited to be guests on. We met John that way, and we love the concept of adding a video component to what people hear on the radio, which nowadays is common.
All because of us.
All because, right, didn't we? I wish we would have patented that.
Trailblazers.
The plethora of money we would have had if we had copyrighted that. Anyway. So it took a third-party individual to reach out to me, and all of a sudden I get a call on my phone This is the attorney calling for such and such. Please give us a call back. I'm listening to this message. I'm like, what the frig is this? And I didn't recognize the number. I called back as soon as John answered. It was, knew the voice and what it was. Anyway, PS is bottom line is this. One of the best moves I've made in the last couple of years of my career was coming back to working with John here at WWDB TV Studios. We have a lot of fun. And dare I say, we love each other. And I know Ricky Cash up in heaven, John, you and I have talked about this, is smiling down upon us that we managed to
Keep
catch.
screwing with that camera.
There's equipment in here that goes off on us. So now would be the time, if he is listening, that camera better start moving, Ricky. But I want to thank John for a seamless transition when I brought 4 shows over and producing shows here like 184 days. That even though there were those years in between, John, where we didn't speak for those reasons, we've picked up where we left off like nothing ever happened. And I'm thankful beyond the words that I can share and express right now to John for making these last couple of years here in Vegas a level that I've enjoyed thoroughly. And part of me, quite frankly, died before coming here because of where I was previously took the fun out of doing what I do. And like you talked about the passion, but this has to be fun. And John says it all the time, but it ain't fun. It ain't worth doing. So I want to thank John for the 2 years plus that we've been back together working hand in hand. And I will send this message, folks. If you want to host a show, if you need video work, if you're doing a movie, you need a music video, need some input, a gig being done somewhere on the strip, you must give John a call here at WWDB TV. I want to thank all the fans and folks that have followed me over all these years here in Vegas, but please don't stop. I'm only changing the location of my studio. Circle July 11th on your calendar, except for next Thursday and Friday. July 11th is a Thursday when I expect to be back on the air with my guys at the Roundtable full time. Aaron's Hour on Fridays. Kiwanis Connects, on Saturdays, Kiwanis Connects on Fridays, and hopefully, God willing, Thoughts Can Anywhere as well. All right. With that, I don't know what else to say because Lisa and I have some business to attend to after we get off. And he's got a show coming on. Thank you to my guests real quickly. Name of the show and when people can find that on Blog Talk, please.
Turmoil Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific time.
There you go. Thank you for stopping in. Hope it's been fun on your AEW travels, that we have folks here that have taken the time, and I'm very humbled by the fact that you guys came up to see us. All right, Lisa, thank you again for coming on. I'll see you Thursday. To everybody out there, God bless you all. Thank you for following us. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have in this world. Thank you for watching Aaron's Hour. I'll see you on July 13th for the next new show. But stay tuned because I'll be rerunning shows. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.